When your cat walks into the room and something in your chest quietly settles before you've even registered they're there, do you actually know what's happening in that moment? Most people assume it's just comfort, the familiar warmth of an animal nearby, the background hum of something living that belongs to you. And that sounds completely reasonable. But here's what most owners never realize. Your cat is doing something in that exact same moment that runs far deeper than comfort. Something hardwired into them at a level that no amount of domestication has touched. Something ancient and deliberate and aimed, with complete precision, directly at you. Not at the room, not at the warmth, at you specifically. And the fact that it's pointed your direction changes what you actually are to them. Not what you assume you are, not what the word owner implies. What you actually are. Stay with me until the end of this, because I'm going to tell you what scientists discovered about how your cat's nervous system responds the moment you leave a room, and the moment you come back. Most owners go their entire lives without hearing this, and once you do, every ordinary moment you've ever had with your cat is going to mean something different. Here is where it begins. Your cat has never once looked at you and registered the word human. Not once, not even close. According to animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, who spent years studying the actual social architecture of cats, they never developed a separate behavioral category for us the way dogs did over thousands of years of domestication. Dogs learned to read human faces, to track our eye movements, to recalibrate their entire social world around our species. Cats did none of that. And the reason isn't indifference. It's something far more revealing. Every time your cat rubs the side of their face against your leg, every time they press the top of their head into your palm, every time they drape themselves across your lap and go completely still, they are using the exact same behaviors they would use with another cat. The same gestures, the same weight and intention behind them. In their mind, you were never placed in a separate category marked human or owner or the one who fills the bowl. You were pulled directly into theirs. You are a very large, deeply uncoordinated member of their colony. And if that sounds like an insult, sit with it for a moment, because what it actually means is that they never looked at you across a species divide. They looked at you and saw someone who belonged. That kind of acceptance doesn't come with conditions. It doesn't come with hierarchy. It just arrives, quietly, as a head pressed against your hand at the end of a long day. But here's what that belief, that you are one of them, actually does to the way they see you. And this is where it gets complicated. Your face, the one you lean close to theirs during quiet moments, the one you hold inches away, hoping they'll hold your gaze, is a blur. Not a metaphor, a literal blur. Anything closer than about 10 inches registers as soft and out of focus to a cat. That means every single time you lean in, you are nothing but a warm, fuzzy shape to them. And it doesn't sharpen dramatically with distance either. Where you see crisp lines and precise detail, your cat sees outlines and movement and the rough suggestion of form. Their eyes were never built for the world of fine detail. They were built for something else entirely. To catch the smallest, fastest flicker of motion across a dark room, a finger twitch 3 feet away, a shadow shifting almost imperceptibly along a wall, the near invisible tremble of something small in tall grass. That precision is extraordinary. But it means your face has never been what identifies you to them. So, if you've ever leaned in close and felt like your cat was looking straight through you, they weren't being distant. They genuinely could not see you. And that's exactly why your cat sometimes sniffs frantically for the treat you're holding right in front of their nose. It's not stubbornness. They cannot see it from that distance. Their eyes simply weren't designed for it. So they rely on something more complete. Smell, sound. The exact specific pattern of how you move through a space. The rhythm of your footsteps before you even enter the room. The particular way you settle into a chair. Your cat doesn't carry a picture of you in their mind. They carry the entire feeling of you. Every sense they have, assembled into something that means you, and only you. And they use that feeling to decide, in real time, whether the world around them is safe. Have you ever noticed how your cat meows at you constantly, and then you find out that adult cats almost never meow at each other? That's not a small detail. That's the whole story. Meowing is a kitten sound. It's a survival mechanism, the one vocalization a small and helpless creature uses to say, "I'm here. I need you. I'm cold. Don't leave me." Most cats abandon it completely as they mature. The adult social world of cats is built on body language, scent marking, slow blinks, the position of a tail. Meowing between adult cats is nearly non-existent. But yours never stopped. And the reason is one of the most quietly extraordinary things about the relationship between cats and the humans who share their lives. Your cat watched you. Really watched you. The way they watch everything, with that patient and total attention. And they figured out, probably faster than you'd like to admit, that you couldn't read a tail signal. That you missed every slow blink. That the entire sophisticated vocabulary they carry in their body was essentially invisible to you. You were, by any reasonable cat standard, fluent in nothing. So, instead of giving up on the relationship, they reached back into the sound they used when they were small and needed to be found, and they reshaped it into something new, something built specifically for you. And not just one sound, a vocabulary. The meow for hunger has a different quality than the meow for the door. The sound they make at 3 a.m. when they simply want you to be awake has a texture all its own. That entire language was constructed in the space between your cat and you. It exists nowhere else. It belongs to no one else. It was made because your cat looked at your limitations and decided you were still worth the effort of reaching. That is not just communication. That is evolution bending itself in the direction of one specific bond. And if right now this is shifting something in how you think about your cat, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more owners who actually want to understand what their animal has been trying to tell them this whole time. And we haven't even gotten to what your cat's body does the moment you walk back into a room. That one matters more than anything else on this list. Why does your cat sometimes drop something at your feet? A dead mouse, a mangled toy, a bottle cap they've been carrying around like a trophy, and then sit back and stare at you with an expression that clearly expects some kind of response. Most people laugh it off. Some get genuinely unsettled by the dead ones. But that moment, as strange as it looks, might be one of the most selfless things your cat ever does for you. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens, not to feed them immediately, to teach them, to demonstrate, to say, "This is how survival works. Watch carefully. Your turn will come." And when your cat does that same thing with you, they are running that exact same ancient instinct, except now, you are the one they have decided needs the lesson. They've been watching you, the way they watch everything. You never chase anything. You never hunt. You walk to a cold box and food appears, and you seem completely satisfied with that arrangement. In their eyes, you are utterly unprepared for the world. And rather than writing you off, they step in. Some bring prey that's already gone. Some bring it still moving. Because a good teacher gives their student a chance to practice. And if your cat brings you a toy and meows insistently until you engage, that's the indoor version of the same curriculum. They assessed your survival skills. They found them lacking. And they decided to stay and help anyway. I see what you can't do. I'm going to fix that. Because you're mine. That is not instinct operating blindly. That is devotion, wearing the shape of whatever they could find to bring you. Now, the thing promised at the beginning. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University designed an attachment study specifically for cats. They brought cats into an unfamiliar room with their owner present. Then, they removed the owner for exactly 2 minutes. And then they brought the owner back. What they found shook the assumptions of an entire field. More than 60% of the cats showed what developmental psychologists call secure attachment, the same specific emotional pattern that human infants display with their primary caregivers. Without their owner in the room, the cats were stressed, vocal, withdrawn, moving through the unfamiliar space without ease. And then the owner walked back in. And something physical happened. The cat relaxed, not just behaviorally, at the level of the nervous system. They began to explore. Their breathing changed. The vigilance drained out of them. The exact same neurological reset that a baby experiences when its mother returns after an absence. Not a similar pattern, the same one. Your cat is not simply comfortable in your presence. Your presence is their biological baseline, the thing their entire nervous system uses to calibrate whether the world is currently safe or dangerous. Not a familiar space, not another animal. You, your specific presence. The feeling of you, your movement, your scent, the sound of you existing nearby, tells their ancient wiring that the threat level is low, that they can let their guard down, that they can be, for a while, completely defenseless. Think about what that means. Think about every time you walked into a room and your cat's ears went soft, their eyes half closed, their whole body released into the floor. You probably thought they were just tired, or that they happened to be comfortable at that exact moment. But what was actually happening was a nervous system receiving the signal it had been waiting for. You. The signal was always you. Your cat never needed you to be fluent in their language. They built one for you instead. They brought you their kills and their toys and their 3 a.m. meows. They mapped you by scent and sound, and the particular rhythm of your presence moving through the rooms of a shared life. They reached back into the sound of their own vulnerability and reshaped it into a vocabulary that exists only between the two of you. They pulled you into their colony, not because they had to, but because something in their ancient wiring recognized you as worth keeping. Tonight, when your cat settles beside you, and their whole body goes heavy and soft, and their breathing slows, know that for them, that has never once been a small thing. That is their nervous system, finally, coming home.